Hi, Dr. Ellaby again. Today I want to talk about understanding your food. How do we get to where we are now? The other day I was listening to the radio and the announcers were talking about how the owners of various food companies that really kind of focus on processed foods such as microwavable foods and really quick foods such as crackers and those types of foods were saying that they wouldn't feed their own family the food that they sell. And I wasn't really surprised, but it just is another indication of why it is so important for us to take control over our own health. That it's really up to us. So the question becomes, how do we get to where we are today? How do we get to a place where we have so many chemicals and things in our food that has no place in nature, but they're putting in our food in order to sell more of it or to get us to be addicted to it? It really started with fast food. Some people argue that food started in 1921 with White Castle, but the type of assembly line, the very same food no matter where you go type of food that we have today started really with McDonald's in 1948. And when McDonald's started, it was wildly successful because, of course, for very practical reasons that now people can have access to food to feed their family without really spending the time that it takes to cook a meal. So it was really successful. Where it started to get difficult, or where it started to become a problem, was that at that time food quality was a lot better. But businesses started to recognize that we can actually give people lower quality foods and make more money. So we can produce less of the meat and maybe kind of add fillers to it and different things to thin out the food and sell more and make more money. So now in fast food, I mean, we've kind of, multiple people have heard that we have food that has something called pink slime in it. And they call it the pink slime because it's literally a pink filler that's not actually food we're supposed to really be consuming. But it kind of gives the look of meat without actually being meat. So they can actually give less meat and sell more. So those types of things started to happen. But the biggest changes in our diet, and now what we see is that the fast food, the way we have the assembly line type of fast food has moved to the conventional food stores. So a lot of the grocery stores and a lot of food that we buy even at the grocery store is almost fast food because it's, made very quickly. They try to make it grow up faster than it should. I mean, if you've watched Food Inc. before, they talk about how it's supposed to really take twice the time that it takes to make chickens. That if we let a chicken grow in nature, it probably take about 72 days. But if we pump it full of hormones and antibiotics and try to get it to grow up really fast, we can get a chicken in 30 days or 40 days. Which we probably shouldn't eat a chicken with a bunch of hormones and antibiotics in, but it's really common today. And so that's kind of how we got here. So in the past 30 years, it's gotten even worse. So we're putting a lot of preservatives and chemicals in our food that are actually illegal in many countries. About 30 countries have made many of the preservatives and fillers and things that we put in our food illegal because they just won't feed it to their people. So it's really kind of scary where we are today. And what happened was, it's really a demonstration of just how technologically advanced we've become. Is that before, our ancestors, our generations before, they really just didn't have the technology to create the type of food that we have today. So from a professional standpoint and a standpoint of thinking about how amazing the human mind is, that it can create, it can make us think we're eating a strawberry when there's no strawberries in sight. That you can drink juice and it not even be any juice in it. It can be 0% juice, but it tastes like oranges. So there's food scientists that literally put time and money in making us think that we're eating something that's probably good for us, or tasting something that's good for us, or making us addicted to something and really craving it when it has no real nutritional value. You'll hear me say this over and over again, that the biggest problems we have in our bodies is nutritional deficiencies and toxins. That's the only way we get sick. That is the source of all sickness. Nutritional deficiencies and toxins. So where we are, even though it's very amazing that we have these technological advances in food and from just a interesting standpoint, but from a consumer standpoint, it's kind of scary that we would want to create foods that aren't really food, but make people think they're eating food, or make people feel addicted to it because you've added just enough sugar and just enough sour to the food to make it really, really addictive. So it's really kind of scary from that standpoint. Again, that's why we got to take it in our own hands. So I'm going to end on our very first health tip. The very first health tip is really simple. It's not going to cost you extra money, extra time. It's just straightforward and very simple, but it has a lot of health benefits. The very first health tip I want to tell you about is the first thing you need to do when you wake up. Wait a few minutes and drink some water. That's it. This is going to change your life. Drink water. 8 to 16 ounces. Spend time to drink water and wait a little while before you eat food. The first thing many of us do is go grab, something to eat. We go straight to what we want to eat. But the best thing to do is to drink water first. Why? And of course I want to give you the why. When you're sleeping, you get dehydrated because you don't spend a lot. You're not eating, you're not drinking, you're asleep. And of course you're not burning as much energy, but when you wake up, you're dehydrated. So the first thing you want to do is rehydrate your body. And that of course is important for many, many things. Partly because 72% of our body is water, 75% of our brain is water, and 82% of our blood is water. So we need water. The first thing you want to do is rehydrate. And this helps deal with that second thing of toxins. Because when you drink water first thing in the morning, it flushes out toxins. It's another thing that it does. And you'll find that you'll probably go to the bathroom more regularly, which is very, very beneficial to health. So first, it rehydrates your body. It flushes your system of toxins. It helps you be more alert because it feeds your brain. It helps you be more regular because your colon is hydrated in order to, because if you're flushing out toxins, your body will get rid of them. And the last thing that it does that's really, really interesting for a lot of people is that it helps you lose weight. Because when you drink water first thing in the morning, it fires up your metabolism. So let's start getting healthy and drink some water first thing in the morning. Health tip number 1. And once again, we were not created for life to happen to us. We were created to happen in life. See you next time. Bye.